So I want to talk about this. This is an Ankh that I had made the other day. But the only reason why I want to talk about it is because of what happened the day I had it made. Because I, for one, every night I write out my goals and I decide what I'm going to do for the next day. And the day before, I decided to randomly, well, not necessarily randomly, because I kind of had been thinking about going to Little Five Points here in Atlanta to get an Ankh made. But I hadn't really decided to do it, like to really go through with it because I had already ordered an Ankh, but I still kind of wanted one made, and I really didn't have anything to do the next day anyway. So I decided to go to Little Five Points, and I left the house like super late. Like I left it like I want to say like at 5 something, and I made it to Little Five Points, and one. I didn't really, I didn't make it to the I didn't make it to the bus because the bus had just left. So I ended up having to walk through the park, which I hadn't done in a while. There's a park like right outside the bus station that leads to Little Five Points. And I'm just walking through the park and kind of just like minding my business or whatever, like looking at the people and still minding my business, but looking at the people do whatever they were doing because I really couldn't figure out what they were doing, and I kind of ended up having to go around them. So I walked around them, and then I walked up the streets to Little Five Points, and I'm just walking, not even listening to music, just like walking and just kind of like in my own world, and I just so happened to like look at some graffiti on the wall, which I love graffiti. Well, I love art, period. But I was looking at the graffiti, and looking at the graffiti, I noticed noticed this shop. And I don't know how long it's been there. Like it could have just popped up like that day at that particular moment, and it just would have just been there because I have no idea how or when this shop open because I go to Little Five Point pretty often. But I will say I haven't gone that way in a long time. But that day I was inspired to go that way because I usually would have sat and waited for the bus. But as the story goes on, so I walk and I see the store, and I see that they sell like crystals, and I'll insert like a picture here. Um, they sell crystals and stuff like that there, and so I go into the store, not really knowing what to expect. So I walk into the store, and the first thing that happens is the lady she tells me to like she asks me rather to sanitize my hands, and I agree because excuse me, for one, it makes sense to sanitize your hands, especially dealing with 333, especially dealing with these excuse me, especially dealing with the times that we're in, but also dealing with like energy, things that hold energy. Well, everything holds energy, but especially like crystals. You don't want to put bad energy on crystals or um, something that you're not going to purchase or something that doesn't really mix well with you, if that makes sense. But yeah, so as I'm like sanitizing my hand, I'm kind of like getting into the vibe of the place, and I started listening, and they're playing Erica Badu, Four Leaf Clover. The reason why this is important, boys and girls, is because that day, earlier that morning, like right before I left the house, I was watering my plants, and I have this bonsai tree, and it actually has like it has clovers in it, but there's no 4-leaf clover in it, 444. And I've always and in that moment, like looking at the clovers, I was thinking about what it really would be like to actually have one of those grow from my bonsai tree. But I really didn't put much thought into it. But that's the first song that was playing as I was sanitizing my hands. So I kind of vibe with it. And then, I'm just like looking around and like looking at the crystals and stuff. They have some nice stuff there. They have stuff for like your ancestors, the orishas. They have candles. They have Florida water. They have crystals. They have some books. They have all kinds of stuff. But I'm walking and another song comes on by Erica, but I'm not Erica Badu, but I'm not really like paying attention to it because I'm thinking that this is maybe just they're just playing it or whatever. And then I see this shirt that says Crystal, Sage, and Badu. So I took a picture of that, and so I'm just not really I'm kind of getting into the idea that it has something to do with it, but still not really paying attention to it. But I'm starting to look at the crystals, not really touching anything at first, but then I start to see crystals that kind of stick out, things that really offer me things that I feel like I need at this point in my life, or just at this point in my journey. I think that's a better way of saying it. At this point in my journey, and I grab one, and then once you grab one crystal, you might as well grab two. Because that's just the way it is. Like you just can't have one crystal at a crystal store. This is not possible. But so I get the crystal and I'm feeling the energy from it, like dancing to the music. I'm really like feeling good because I'm listening to Erica and I'm vibing, and the crystals are like kind of making me dance, and it kind of reminded me of when I was at the the Natural Mystic Fair when I got my aura cleansed. Like I felt like the energy rising, and I was like inspired to like dance, and I could feel it, and it felt really great to do that, and it just reminded me of that. And so I'm listening to it, and I'm walking around the store, kind of like seeing if I need anything else, because at this point I had like 5-6 crystals, and so I get the crystals. And I'm listening to some music as I check out, and then that's that. So I walk out the store and I walk up the street and still minding my business, like looking around a little 5 points, being a little 5 points. But I cross the street and there's another Badu song on, and it's just. I had to I don't know. I had to record it. It just felt right to record it. And this is weird because all this on the way to get my Ankh made. And this crystal here is a colored agate crystal. And what this crystal is for is like for moving energy to where it's supposed to go in the body. And that's what the Ankh is used for. It's used to raise energy up, but also to move energy, to transmute it. And yeah, so that's why I chose this particular crystal to that's why I chose this crystal period. But I didn't plan on getting crystals to go with my Ankh. I really was just gonna get an Ankh made, to be honest with you, or to see if I could find an Ankh that was like already made. And I wasn't really going to get any crystals for it, but it just so happens that I did get crystals that day, and all this other stuff happens, and it just everything just came together so perfectly, and it's just the best occurrence to ever happen to me at that particular on that particular day. And yeah, I really appreciate it. But yeah, this is my Ankh that I had made. It kind of looks like a little bit to me. It kind of looks like a dragonfly, and I was originally gonna get a necklace made, but the way it's made, I couldn't see myself wearing this as a necklace. I kind of just see myself wearing this on my hand like this. So I decided to ask him to make it as a bracelet, and I think it looks nice. Only thing is, I think I want to get it like kind of thicker. See if I can get somebody to, or get him to make it thicker, like right here, because I don't want it to like bend easy. And yeah, that's the only thing that I would say I would get it made differently. But yeah, to me it looks like a dragonfly. And I said I was gonna look up what dragonfly means, and I think I'll do that now because I think I have time to do so. But dragonfly symbolizes change, transformation, adaptability, and self-realization. So yeah, that's what I thought of when he was making it, and that's still what I think of. It just reminds me of a dragonfly, and I think it's really beautiful. And I'm really thankful that I got this one made by that particular person. But yeah. And then I want to share also today. This will probably be shorter because, but this happened today. Today, I was watching one of our videos, Lessons from My Art, and I wasn't really planning to do anything except for like edit videos, edit photos, and like clean my room and stuff like that. But I ended up getting like this notification from Instagram about yoga and some meditation in the park. And it's from this guy who goes by Magic ATL. And to kind of to tie into the story about me getting my Ankh, he was there that day doing magic. And I didn't know he did magic at all, because I had kind of like met him like at the Urban Mystic Fair. Well, no, after the Urban Mystic Fair, like I want to say 2 days after it, on that Tuesday, and we did some like some meditation in the park or some breath work that day. But yeah, I met him and he was there in the park, but he ended up having another thing today, and I ended up going to that. And he was there on Saturday doing magic in the Little 5 Points. And so I go to the yoga and the meditation in the park, and in doing it, he for one, he has this altar that's that has like the sun and moon, and the sun and moon, like the symbol of the two half moons on the each side of the sun. And yeah, he has that as his altar. And yeah, what was I gonna say? So he has it as his altar, and we're doing all this healing work. And I ended up telling him because he asked me how my day was going and something, and then for some reason or another, we started talking about, well, I think I said I've been thinking about it a lot that day, or I was getting a lot of information today, and I ended up telling him that I wanted to do something talking about the Ankh and how it relates to the face. And yeah, so that happened. And we do the healing, we do the yoga, we do the breath work, and then we do the sound healing. And we ended up doing like the we were doing breath work, but also he talked to me about something interesting that happened when he was talking about this. Right before, because at this point we have our eyes closed, but for some reason or another, I get the thought that I should do this, because this is all a part of being a healer and things that I've learned a lot of energy is channeled through our hands. So my intention for doing this and what he says next is not necessarily connected, but it makes sense in a way. And so he opens his eyes, and he talks about duat, and he says that they do this in Egypt for some reason. I can't remember why, and this is not telling me the reason that he said, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But he says something about doing this, and I'm doing this to send out love to just like, the circle, because it's a circle of people. And I'm just doing this to send out love and energy to the circle of people that are around me. And he's sitting like this. He's sitting to my left, and he ends up doing the same thing, but he ends up telling the group that this is duat, and this is what they do in ancient Kemet. And he starts explaining that, and he said, but if you want, you can do this. You can say thank you like this. So yeah, but I found it interesting because Thoth is known for two things. Well, known for a few things. He's known for wisdom, which it represents the throat chakra, and a lot of the stuff that he focused on today, period. This particular day was centered around the throat and wisdom, and he also does magic. Thoth is also known for magic as well. And then he also has this altar that represents the moon and the sun. So yeah, I want to say that Thoth's spirit was present today in my life, and in just encountering him. I think he was the I want to say the vessel that Thoth was using to project through, or to manifest through. I won't say project, I want to say manifest through, and to teach the lessons that he taught, and to give the healing that he gave today. And I really appreciate the healing that he gave today, because I was able to pull energy from my lower chakra up to my up and out of me, because it was a lot of stuck energy, and it really helped me a lot. Even though I've been doing breath work, and I've been doing a lot of moving energy lately, but today was a very important day as far as my healing is concerned. And I really had to thank him for that, because it really helped me. It really helped me a lot. But I think that's pretty much it. Except for this. Oh, I got this today, and that's who it has in the middle right here. This is Thoth. And I looked at this before I left, because I got the package right before I left, and I didn't for one, I didn't realize it was gonna be this big, but I didn't think too much about it, because I don't know. I didn't realize it would be connected. But then again, if I think about it, one of the first videos that I watched of myself today was of Mayat, and since that was of Mayat, then Thoth more than likely would have had to be related to that as well. But I also got my passport today, and for me, this represents freedom, because this is not just an ordinary passport. This is a passport that will give me diplomatic immunity through the way that I applied for the passport. And I want to thank the finest thing walking for his information, because this was back when I was still watching people on YouTube regularly, and he gave information about that. But yeah, it represents freedom, and I wanted to read a quote that's in this. And it's so funny, I turned right to the page. It's on the 27th page, which is a very important number for me. And it says the cause of freedom is not the cause of race or a sect, a party or a class. It is the cause of humankind, the very birthright of humanity. And yeah, so yeah, that means a lot to me because that still represents what to me the Ankh represents, because it represents something that provides freedom from us, because it allows us to raise out of that state of judgment, that state of fear, that state of all these negative things, and it allows us to actually live, and it allows us to actually be free. So these two things are not separate. These are connected in so many ways. This will allow me to travel freely, and this allows me to do a lot of things. It allows me to focus energy in the proper place. It allows me to raise energy up. It allows me to see clearly. It allows me to have my eyes seeing the whole picture. It allows me to see time differently, and yeah, all in a single day. And yeah, I want to say that I love you, and I hope that you have a great day.